Hey everyone, Pat Mitchell here, and in this free video lesson from TrickTrades, I'm going to show you how to set up Dash Trader Pro to trade options. So let's get into it. Okay, folks, so I switched brokers. I was with TradeZero. I've been with TradeZero for years. With all the bullshit going on with them, dropping their orders, their servers are going down for hours on end. I'm out. I'm done. I've switched over to Interactive Brokers. And through Interactive Brokers, you can link your Interactive Brokers account with Dash Trader Pro. So that's what I've done here. I just want to point something out before we get started. 2 seconds here, folks. So you'll see two accounts. The top account is a paper trading account and or demo account, and the one underneath is my live account. You'll see the numbers here all reading 0. The reason for that is I just switched over Friday late afternoon, so all my money will not be in until Monday morning. It'll be good to go Monday morning pre-market. So, and I'm doing this video on the weekend. So I just wanted to point that out just in case you're looking at that and going, what the fuck is that? Right? So, especially with all these frauds out there right now. So, anyways, let's get into it. So, like I said, I'm going to show you how to set up an options trading platform. If you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to, quickly set up a nice chart, a TrickTrades type of chart, very minimal indicators, only the indicators we use. So stay tuned for that. So first up, because we're trading options, we want a montage, which is a level 2. Okay, so we got that. And you just come up to trade, go to montage, hit that. Now go over to quotes and get an options chain. Okay? Now they usually get pretty stretched out here, so we won't get too carried away. We'll just keep everything nice and small and neat and clean. And we'll need a time and sales. Let me get that. Okay, we got a time and sales. We got a tape. That's very important. So I'll switch that over here, put that here. Try and keep these somewhat clean. And to move these around, it's pretty standard point and click. You can stretch them out with your arrows, and that's all pretty standard. So, and we will get a chart. And it's called chart package. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. I'll slow down once I get into the actual, showing exactly what's up. So I'll just move that over. So all of these here are your orders. Okay. This here are your trades. And this here is your account. Okay. So this is your portfolio right here. All of these 3 boxes. You can move these around as well. So let's start with the options chain. Okay. So this is a pretty standard options chain. You come up here and you type in your underlying, which is your symbol. So we'll go Apple. Now it pops up all the information. Now because this is after the market close on the weekend and after expiration, because I trade weeklies, so there would have been another box right here, okay, from last week. So you would have clicked on that, and weeklies show up in a different color. Mine are pink for right now, okay? So that's what separates the weekly options from the monthlies. Now, this is showing a monthly, but come Monday morning, these will all be pink, okay? So Apple's trading at roughly 217 or so. Okay, so it's right in this area. These would be the strike prices that you want. Now, you can see here, yellow and blue. Okay, so when you right-click on this, you can go to Configure. And this is your weekly color, like I was saying, to distinguish between weeklies and monthly contracts. And in the money and out of the money color, you can turn that off and you can turn that off as well. I'm going to keep them enabled. Now you can turn off and on your level 2, which is down here on the options contract. Okay, so you can turn off the montage as well if you want. So to where it would just be just the options chain, and then you could go off of this montage. So now that we have the options chain kind of set up, all right, now let's get this loaded in. Okay, so we'll put BABA in here just to show you something here. Okay, so we have BABA, BABA. Now, what if you want to link this montage with your options chain, so when you click on the strike price that you want to trade, it'll load in here. Come up to this anchor and simply left click and hold, and then drag over and then drop it. That's it. Now it's linked. Okay, so nice and easy. You can see how it double clicks and it loads it in. The BABA 170 calls 2018-09-28. Okay, so now that's all linked. Now we're going to want to do the same on the tape, which is the time and sale. So come over here, go to the anchor, drop it in. Boom. Now that's done. Now we have a chart over here as well. Okay, we're going to want to link that. Now I trade with TC2000 charts, so I don't necessarily need to do this, but sometimes I will keep up an extra chart just so I can keep an eye just in case there's lag or there's something funky going on with TC2000, which doesn't happen very often, but you want to make sure. You always want to be, ahead of the game. You don't want a couple minutes to go by and then you realize that something isn't right. So to keep an eye on it, you can go in here. Okay, so it comes up and it pops up the chart as well. So another neat little thing, if you don't want to trade with this level 2, okay, so let's, for our purposes, let's do this. Let's go to configure again, and let's turn off level 2. Okay, so level 2's off. Now you still have your order manager, but you don't have the level 2 because that level 2, you can see it was just really small. It's not going to do much good, and this DAS's level 2 is actually really nice. So now come over here, and if we want to place options trades in here, this is set up for equities. It's not going to work very well, right? Because you only have buy and short. Well, you don't short things, right? You buy puts or sell to open, okay? So come up here, go to, hold on. Go to style, right click, go to style. That's default, basic, stop order, detail. Go to option. Boom, there it is. So it's in there, it's locked and loaded. We have our buy to open, buy to close, sell to open, sell to close, okay? And I'll do a separate video on orders for you guys, but I just want to show you how to link everything and get that all set up. So too bad it's, market's not going off and this wasn't jumping around for us, but that's okay. So that's the basic setup. Now you can set up as many of these as you want, okay? I know it maxes you out somewhere, but, right, so, sorry guys, my mouse is a little funky lately. So, there you go. Now you got a separate option chain, and you can link a separate montage, your level 2, and a separate tape, and a separate chart to this. So you can have, I don't know, 3 or 4 up. I wouldn't recommend any more than that because you just don't need it. So there's that. Now we'll go into how to basically place a trade. Okay, so let's say you want the 170-250 calls. Okay, you can come over here. Now the 170-250 calls are loaded in. You have how many contracts you want right here. So let's go 5 contracts of that. The route, Now, the L's are limits, the M's are markets, and the stops are stops. Okay? So if you want a the smart root limit order, you would choose that. You can choose market, smart market. So you'll have to set that to what you want. Like if you always place limit orders, make sure to choose the SMRT L. So we'll choose that, and there you go. Okay. So you can also put your price in. You can do it manually or with this. Okay. Now, because it's not showing anything, it's all zero, it's not popping up in this box. It'll usually self-populate. So we have that. We have our expiration, which is, for the day, good till canceled, at open, at close, all of those. All of these. I don't know what this is. I don't care. This is make sure you place in your proper account. Now, I'm not going to drop this down because then you'll see my full account number, and I don't really want that on YouTube. So you would left click this little drop down arrow, and your other account, your real account, would pop up. Make sure that that's in there, or else you're going to be taking demo trades. So, and you're going to think that you're in the money or something, and you're going to be in the demo. So that's the basic setup for that. I also want to point out that with DAS on their options, you can have just puts or just calls. So if you want just calls, you can have that, or both, or just puts. Okay, so that's nice, and that's pretty nice little option. Keeps it nice and clean. Now to configure this, let's go to configure again. Okay, so like I said before, you can change the colors. All right, and you can also change the fonts. So you can change fonts, and if it's too small, you can always switch the size of the font. There. Now it's a little bigger for you. See, I have 4K screens, monitors, so it really compresses. So sometimes I'll make the app, the font and size in the app a little bigger, just to make it a little easier to read. So there's that. So that's basically about it. I just wanted to do a quick video on that, but like I said, stay tuned because now I'm going to show you how to set up a TrickTrades chart. So I'll make this nice and big for you. I'll show you all the indicators that we use. So let's just type in inequity. Okay, so now we have Apple, has the volume already in it. Now we're going to want to come in and configure the chart. Okay. So there's all sorts of stuff that we can do. Okay, we got the 1 minute. You can change the width of the grid. You can turn on and off the grid. I leave it off. I don't like grids on my charts. I like very, very clean charts. And I want to show you something first. So when you wheel in and out, do you see how slow this is? And I'm going fast on my mouse. Okay. You're going to want to change that, and you can change that. So let's go back to configure. Use mouse wheel instead of zoom. Okay. So you're going to want to speed that up. Okay. So let's test and see how fast that is. It's not really zooming now, is it? Well, that was lame. Oh, well. I think you guys kind of got the point of that, but I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of just, it's scrolling. It's not zooming now, is it? So if you want to zoom in on the chart, hit shift and left click. There. Okay. So now let's set up some indicators. Okay, left click twice. All right. Now let's go down to volume or VWAP. I like setting up the VWAP first. So you click on the study you want, go to select, so it drops in here. Now, the highlighted one, you can configure. Now, I like using orange for my VWAP. And I do like making it a little thicker, not by much, but just a little bit. I'll turn that up to 2. And then this is my preference. Some people will debate me. Don't debate me on this. I'm right, they're wrong. Calculate VWAP for pre and post market hours. Yes, do that. Those orders are those orders. They are in for that day. Use it, okay? And then commit, okay? So we have the VWAP in. Go to a moving average. Select. So now we have 2. So let's do the bottom one here first and configure it. And it's on exponential. That's what I want. Let's change this to 50 for the 50 EMA on the 1 minute is what I use. And the color, I go to this bluish kind of color. Commit to that. And now come to the one above that and configure that. Exponential 9. And that's the color I want. We'll go to OK. And now commit and commit. There we go. Now we have our chart, okay? This is all the indicators we use at TrickTrades, all right? And there you have it. Make sure to have your pre and post-market hours turned on, okay? Oops. And you can come and you can zoom from here, right? There's all sorts of stuff you can do, right? Chart history. You can pull a montage up, right? Just by right-clicking, and it'll pull up the montage for that chart. So that's basically it, folks. This is how we set up our charts at TrickTrades. Nice clean charts, and these are all the indicators we use. Now, if you go back and I'll give you a little tip here. The 50 EMA on the 1 minute, if you go to back test this study, the 50 EMA on the 1 minute, if you back test it later on in the day, you'll notice, oh, what the hell is he talking about? It doesn't work at all. Well, it's because it becomes smooth over time, okay? So during market hours, as it was happening, Apple would have just tapped this 50 EMA on the 1 minute, but it becomes smooth over time. So if you go to back test this, remember that, okay, guys? You're not gonna get proper readings on that. So, but that's how I set up my charts. Nice and simple, nice and clean. That's it. That's all. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out the other videos that are popping up around you right now. Make sure to check out Day Trading Education, where you'll see all of our, trade recaps and education and everything else. I think you guys will enjoy it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. Okay, thanks everyone. Adios.